How's everyone doing? Good? Can you hear me? All right. All right. My name is JF Brandon, and I work with a company called 3DI, do business development, and I'm trying to solve this problem. Maybe some of you have it, maybe you some don't, but I'm trying to solve a big problem of how you actually find your way around what I call the 3D web. It's the ecosystem, essentially, of content. I've been working in 3D printing for a while. As she said, I worked with D-Shape. We did concrete printing. We were trying to fix New York City's harbor with it. Worked in how to use 3D printing in the developing world. Came up with tools and applications for accessory products for helping you smooth 3D printers, printed items. And I'm trying to solve this big question: are these the droids you're looking for? Hey, if you're trying to find a 3D printed droid rather, it's kind of hard. Where do you go? Where do you start? And where do you end up? Because the big question is, how do I extract any meaning from what I say, the meshes? How do I actually extract any information from what essentially is a collection of vertices and edges? Triangles don't talk much. It's a problem. And, images lie. What we actually say about them is the only thing that really matters to everyone else who's trying to find something. Ever try to find a book in the library and you don't know the Dewey Decimal System? It's not easy. And we all know Google because they essentially made the internet easier. Connecting the dots or vertices, as I like to say, is kind of what we're all about. And it's a big problem that's not going to get solved anytime soon. It's a problem that we have to essentially work on. And how we connect them is essentially by searching with 3D models. What we do is essentially like Google. You upload a 3D model and we'll look for similar 3D models based on the inherent shape and form of the actual model. You don't need to put a word in. You can actually find it. So here's a search example on our search engine. We uploaded this bracket. It's a round thing, so it displayed nothing but round things. Of course, it's using a limited set, but the basic idea stands for itself. The advantage of this kind of idea is that essentially you don't have to worry about too much about language. The other advantage of this is that you can extract information. If you find similar content on different websites, you can extract the metadata around that content and aggregate it, making essentially your search easier. And that's what I like to call the fourth dimension. And why would this really matter? Well, 3D scanning is getting cheaper. CAD tools are getting easier. 3D printers, thanks to 3D hubs and people like that, are way more accessible than they ever used to be. So essentially, it's going to get out of control. And why is this important? Well, making textual search is one advantage of this technology, because we can essentially aggregate content that might have similar features and help you actually differentiate between the two. There's things like browsing by model. For example, I actually typed in coffee mug on our search engine, displayed all the coffee mugs that we had. Then I selected by the type, the style that I wanted to look for. And then voila, next slide, please. I actually displayed all the kind of coffee mugs with the kind of particular style that I was looking for. Think about that. If you're actually trying to shop and some salesperson is like, you're looking for this kind of style, imagine that a computer could do that for you as you essentially browse the 3D web. You can scan and search, use a scanner. We worked with AIO Robotics. They have a Zeus printer. We scanned some of their models and found the original content they printed off with their machine. Think about using this with a handheld scanner. You like that cup? Oh, I like that cup. I'm going to scan it and find something that I can print. And then here's the other cool thing. No more language is important. Language doesn't matter, because shape and design is the only thing that really matters when you're looking for something. So, we live in a world where there's 200, 300 languages. Where you could just use 3D search to find the content you're looking for. And here's the big problem. How do you protect content? Well, if I can actually search for it by the content, the shape itself, it's really hard for people to actually, essentially rename the title and just share it or, resell it as something else. And attaching the information behind the content allows for growth in the 3D web. It makes it easier for people to at least be okay with sharing content. Now, of course, there are going to be some challenges, and one of the big ones is trying to keep it open. The more open it is, the better for us. I mean, that's why Google kind of tries to keep things as open as possible, because they feel that they can actually share the data. People share data, they can actually collect it and make it easier for you to find what you're looking for. We feel the same way. Another challenge is essentially dealing with this problem where people are scanning stuff and sharing it, and companies go after you. How do you prevent this? How do you try to prevent that kind of thing so that people don't feel uncomfortable with sharing content that they scan? So my name is JF. You can come and talk to me later. I'm with 3DI, and you can email me, but just feel free to come by and talk to me.